Round Portland Bill on the way home, and now the waters are very rough. It's still Smania leading, and by nearly a quarter of an hour. He gained by going deep into Lime Bay to avoid the worst of the waves. Nikolai lost ground, but he's not giving up yet. There's still some way to go. Into the Solent, where the water is now flat, and Smania's mechanic has the throttles open wide on the final burst to the finish. The average speed was slow, just over 48 miles per hour, but for Smania now, it's a short ride to the winner's berth. Some things you win, some things you don't. But there's help at hand, while the world's press watch the action.
Champagne, not Italian.
And it was Italian champagne.
Robin Culpan navigated the winner.
Well, it was, trying to avoid the tide races off all the headlands, and with the wind in the east direction, it was running right up to the land, so you couldn't seem to get out of the confused water at any place.
Smania himself explained some of the difficulties.
Well, from Turkey, we made all the Lime Bay, the interior. We arrived at the Portland Bill. We were very rough in Portland Bill, and after we come slowly to Pool, and after to Chaos.
But a good race.
We had bigger problems for gasoline, because we made not 220 miles, but 280 miles.
Because you had to go into the bays.
Yeah.
So you have not much gasoline left?
No, we arrived, but slowly,
Slowly, he says. And with only 5 gallons left, he judged it to a nicety.
Out front, the man charging home after a 2-hour-long sea battle was Italian Sergio Mion in his 50-foot Victory-built monohull with its 4 Mercruiser engines pumping out a massive 2,800 horsepower in these flat conditions. There had been no way that the more fancied runners had any chance of sticking with the constant top speed that this giant was able to produce. And now he was on his way home to victory. And finally, the finish cannon signaled to Mion that the thundering roar of those mighty engines could now be throttled back. So it was to be yet another Italian victory here in Cowes. This time for Sergio Mion and his co-driver Giuseppe Matti. And eventually coming in to join in all the victory celebrations was Fabio Buzzi. He'd designed Scioli's boat, but today he was happy to accompany Norwegian shipping millionaire Andreas Øgland into their eventual 3rd place, which would still keep them in contention for overall championship honours at least. But for all the racers who'd travel from around the world to take part once again in this classic race, winning was not what it was all about, as organiser Tim Powell made very clear to all the competitors who stepped ashore to receive their final accolades. But winners, their handling sea miles that they yet had to endure was the furthest thing from the minds of the winners of all the classes here at the 1993 Cows Classic.
They've come from all parts of the world, Argentina, Italy, wherever. Robin Culpan won it, as you heard, when he was a young boy. Thank you all very much. Wonderful day.